What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Hopefully, you guys will find me because I had to cancel the other stream and bring it on over to here. So, if you can, hop in, drop a one in the comments, hit the like button, help Skynet know we're here. And, tonight is a Saturday night. We're going to have a lot of good information go out. Now, part of what's up, everybody, come on in and drop a like, drop your name, drop your city, state. Today's Saturday, and in Austin, Texas, it was the Jazz Festival today. Only problem is your girl had to work all day. I mean, it was bright and sunny. Like yesterday, I was going to go to Jazz Fest, but it was raining. And I drove back from San Antonio. Today, it was bright, 80 degrees, amazing Texas weather. And of course, I had to get all the Philippine VAs up to snuff for them. So it was like, so look, there's gonna be one. I'm gonna need you to get your sheet of paper and your pencil. This is gonna be a little bit of an educational lesson tonight. So I hope you braced yourselves. Cause first of all, y'all, the planner's out. Yo, any of the moderators in there, go ahead and hit that like button and drop the planner, y'all. Listen, it's got some good stuff. This is a combination of things I've worked on, things I've tracked in a year. And this is how I've been tracking my life. Like I literally could look back 2 years ago in my old journal and see that I used to walk 3 miles a day, 4 times a week. And I used to eat certain type of food, and I could literally track it back because I had a planner or journal. I keep track of things. And so I was like, okay, reverse engineer what happened 2 years ago. Let's just take ourselves back to that. Let's get back up to 3 miles a day, 4 times a week. Let's just get back to some of the things we're eating and doing and seeing in that time period, some of the hiking trails we were on, because change sometimes is good, but sometimes you got to change it back to fix what you fixed. So Classic Line Planner, any of the people in the links can put it there. Now this weekend, I was in a part of San Antonio where they had this $500,000 homes, amazing. And as I was driving in traffic, I was like, man, if I lived this far out of the city, I would not drive into work. I would work remote. Point blank, period. Enjoy my backyard, enjoy my neighborhood, take my kids back and forth to school and work remote. And people are going to have to start doing that more and more because that's going to be part of our topic today. But I also ran into this lady I bought this from her. Grow On. She is April Y. Jones is a native out of Jacksonville, Florida. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist with a private practice in Tampa. You're probably going to see me hold this up a bunch. I'm big on not only mental tracking, spiritual, your mindset, what's going on with you in your home, in your house. And so I bought this, and I'm going to you can probably hear me talk about it some more. But yeah, it's just, there's different ways. You got to grow. Ask Kendra, where's our plate? Man, I was messing with Kendra. I was making it like Kendra only fed me some grapefruit juice because she's gluten-free. But she actually had some good food. Her mom cooked some great food. So look. Okay, you guys are in here. 81 people in here, 20 likes. We'll have to get what we can get. Hope you guys are ready. To Hell the Hustle is a great book. Now, see, the thing, To the Hustle, I like him. I know exactly who you're talking about. And he does a great job of talking about how singles and marrieds and the church need to help each other. He does a great job. Now, here's the problem with the Hell to the Hustle. If people haven't been hustling, if people haven't even cranked up the gears to get their own life pushing in a direction, when they say the hell to the hustle, I'm like, wait a minute, you haven't even hustled yet. So that's my only problem with it. Like, I like the concept, don't get me wrong. But what happens is that's a part of why I made the planner. That's a part of why I put the Classy Climb Planner together. Because if you're truly tracking your day, your micro goals, your investing, you're not going to be like, to hell with the hustle. Yeah. You're going to know where your money's been going, where your day's been going. You're going to know. So that's part of that. Now, part of why I'm doing this Saturday educational and not out partying, because I have to still do more work with the Filipinos later tonight, is I had to address a few things. You had an article I shared, and 300 people on Facebook liked it, and it was sharing, and it was viral. And it was talking about, you want to get rich and wealthy, drive a crappy car, right? Now, immediately I look at the title, I'm like, all right. So I go click on it. And of course it talks about every time you buy a new car and you drop $40,000, It's like setting $40,000 on fire. It just is, right? And there is this car culture in America that is like the thirst. You got people working at $10 an hour jobs driving Camaros. You got people joining the military getting Dodge Chargers, and they ain't even there half the year. So you have this car culture that's just crazy. You got all these moms getting minivans and they have one baby. It's like, ma'am, you're not a soccer mom yet. This kid's 8 months old. Chill out. And so you have a lot of that in our culture that we have to address. Now, I went to lunch with a guy who's very distinguished. Pilot, degrees, Q, I think that's what they are. He is, he's just accomplished buying rental properties, investing. And part of his struggle was his family was still back here. He was moving up, further and further into that direction. And then two, cars. He was like, you have this car? You don't want more cars? You're not into cars? And I wanted to tell him, and I forgot at the time, I know 5 millionaires right off the back. All 5 of them have regular, boring, paid off cars. I'm talking about Hondas and Toyotas and regular old CRV paid off. And these people have $1 million. This isn't like speculation. Maybe they have $1 million. Like I straight up know they have $1 million. Like I know, conversation deep, know how many assets they have, can count it all up. Even if all of it was full of debt and leverage, they still be a millionaire. And this person, none of them have fancy cars. Not one. They have all paid off cars. Now, get you a car if you can afford it. I ain't gonna front on you. Part of the reason I haven't got the Jeep is because I was torn between a Jeep and a Tacoma, and I had to pay cash for it. That was the debate. If I'm going to get a 50K Jeep, I'm going to pay cash for it. If I'm going to get that Tacoma souped up with all the kits and stuff, I'm going to pay cash for that. $38,000, all the kits and everything. And I was talking to somebody, they're like, you're going to pay cash, Erica? I said, yeah, and every time I go think about paying cash for it on a weekend, a Saturday, I want to go ride in the country, I go, you know what we can do? Buy another property, invest in a different truck, invest in another business, invest in something else. Every time I can go get $35,000 in dividend stocks. What the heck am I doing, right? Every time. Don't at me in the comment section. It comes out bright orange. Hurts your eyes when you do it. So that's my little take on the car situation. When you feel great about the car, go buy it cash. See, the problem is when you say that, people be like, ooh, cash, Erica, that's burning up cash. I'm just going to get a loan on it and do a bill payment. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. When people start trying to have this, my best way to say it is they're trying to be smart about it, trying to have payments. Usually that's how they get the lifestyle creep. I can afford $500 payments. I can afford $600 payments. But see, when we talk about affording $500 payments, you're really not adding on the $200 in insurance, $200 in maintenance, other things that add up. Now, the reason someone said, why not lease instead of buying cash? I still am a principal believer that leasing is fleecing. And I've just seen way too many business owners actually get in a car accident with a leased vehicle and the insurance company give them hell. I've just seen too many. I just think it's ridiculous, right? So it's just all money flow, right? It's all money flow. So look, part of things I was hearing this weekend is there was an article talking about the working poor. And this guy was saying, I used to give the working poor a hard time. All they had to do was get a job and pull themselves up by the bootstraps. And, I realized I was wrong. Now I read what he had to say. I read all the comments, and it was like thousands of comments of like, yeah, the poor, it's so expensive to be poor. Now these are the same folks. When it's tax time, they stunting on the gram. They buy new cars. Well, we need a new car. Do you need a new car? Or you just wanted a newer car? I never see a car break completely down in 10 years. I just haven't seen it. Unless you bought a piece of crap lemon, I just haven't seen it. So you have these people buying new cars every 2-3 years. I deserve it. Just stunting. This stunting. Instead of these same people who know, hey, listen, I'm getting a really high tax refund because I'm poor. Because I have multiple children and I make less than $40K a year. I worked at H&R Block for 3 years, you guys. I've literally been year by year seeing people come in another year with another new car. comment, well, you know, the other car had an accident, this happened, and somebody drove it without a license, so the insurance company wouldn't pay me, and just these ridiculous, wild ass stories that you just didn't make any sense at all. They didn't make any sense. And so what we have to really address is from 20 to 40 is a building phase. It just is. And for some parts of our society, we have people in their 20s who are focusing on sports, rap, music, making music, cutting up, silly stuff, travel. And then when you talk about 40 to 60, all of a sudden they got back pains, they got shortness of checks, they got money problems, they got to take care of their parents, their kids, and it all comes to light. You know, there's a Miranda Lambert country song that says it all comes out in the wash. And this is something a lot of old people would say in the South. It all comes out in the wash. If you were doing what you're supposed to, it would come out. There you go. They got caught up, right? So part of what, you know, I was working on my trainer, and you know, it'll all come out in the wash. If you're eating better, if you're exercising, if you're putting the hours in, you're drinking the water, it'll all come out in the wash. And a lot of what you see in America is not that America is abusive to the working poor. There's a book called Nickel and Dime, and there's a book called Switch, and there's a book called Disintegration of Black America. You should read those 3. Because, you know, don't take my word for it. Feel free to read these studies and documentation on your own. People are making bad choices, and then by the time the switch hits where you're about 35 and you want to turn the corner on those bad decisions, they're like a mountain slowing down your back. Now you'll hear a lot of people say, well, student loan debt. And you hear a lot of them. The student loan debt was $20K, right? And I know people say, well, Eric, I went to a northern school, it's more. But let's take the number 20K. Let's be really honest. 20K was the average for many years. Now it's closer to 34K. But 20K over 10 years is $150 a month. That's $37.50 a week. Let me say that again. Average person's student loan debt is $20,000. On average, you get 10 years to pay it back. 10 years equals $150 a month, $37.50 a week. What a person is telling you is that they refuse to pay $37.57 a week for 10 years. So now they're in their 30s paying with some more interest the same student loan debt that they acquired at 21. So by 31, they should be free and going about their business, correct? But then you have these people doing what? Going to get master's degrees. Again, I made it very clear on this channel. Don't go get a master's degree unless your job paid for it, unless the military paid for it, unless somebody in your field paid for it. I'm meeting more and more people here in Austin, Texas, who say, you don't even need some of these tech certifications. You get to the company and they'll teach you for free. So when I bring on Kamoy, I bring on Chris Johnson, I bring on these people to say, hey, you can get into tech, and people fight me so hard on it, I start laughing because I go, the next 3 to 5 years is gonna literally shut the door on some people. It's gonna shut the door on people. Now, earlier, my favorite Alex Becker was talking, and he was saying companies don't need more tech, they don't need more super updated tech stuff. They really need one, customer support and better interface. Now, what does that mean? They need ways for you to come in and figure out how to make the apps better, how to make the customer support better. What is customer support? Customer support is when you pick up the phone and you call and you speak to somebody in India, or you speak to an automatic machine and you're yelling, you know, there's a meme that goes, speak to representative, that kind of thing. And that will improve. That's the biggest hole in the marketplace right now. The reason I'm bringing all this up is, you know, I'm going to say some pretty radical things real quick, and then I'm going to put the show back on the board. I think in the future, 3 to 5 years is when what you've learned is almost obsolete. So if you send someone to college here at 18 and they go for 6 years, which is the national average, most people are on their 6th year of college. As a senior, 6-year senior, I was one of them. No, I won't lie, I was. My father died and my grandma died in between my senior year and caused me to fail a lot of classes. I'm not gonna say they caused it. I'm gonna say my response to both them dying in a 6-month period caused me to be struck with grief, okay? And I was there for 6 years. Now I look back, and many of my cousins have joined the Air Force, they had joined the army, they had cars, they had houses, they had rental properties, they had partnered with my family members to buy other stuff and start little side businesses, and I was still at ECU partying. A significant part of my life was swapped away in that time frame. Now, would I regret college? No, I think it's important. I think there still is a finishing school atmosphere to it. But at that time, my family's like, okay, cool. You wasted 6 years, but now you can go into Air Force. We're going to hook you up. We're going to get you in there. We got a friend. And I was like, Air Force, And what I learned in all that time frame is earning potential. People were losing out on earning potential. That's a majority of the kids you see going, all they were doing earning potential. Going out getting real transactional skills. Because right now, the way the economy is moving, every 3 to 5 years, stuff is different. I mean, you'll come to a job and it's 3 years later, that same thing is obsolete. Point blank, period. And so what I see happening in 3 to 5 years from now, even now, the mass number of kids who are doing online schooling in high school at home because of bullying, but really because it's better for the family. The amount of kids I see doing alternative high school, that's something else. The amount of kids I see that are dropping out at 16, getting a GED, getting some certifications, and then starting businesses is through the roof. What you'll see in 3 to 5 years is the people who are, and I'm being careful here, who are poor, who are struggling to almost be middle class, their kids will be in high school, and wealthy people's kids will not be there. I mean, if they are, they're at very elite private schools. Same thing with college, right? There'll be colleges for y'all, and then the wealthier colleges will still remain private, still will be $50,000 a year, will still be kind of a rich person's club, and you won't be there, okay? Even as you see Google and Apple and these internships, every time I talk to somebody and ask them where was their internship, if they didn't get one, they usually didn't get a job in that field. The next 3 to 5 years are going to be very different. Now, even speaking about food, I started talking about I was only going to buy food from farmers markets. I started talking and I met 2 other wealthy families who they don't do anything but buy whole beef and whole pigs and whole chickens from a farmer's market, and they split it with another family that's next door to them. Now, these people live in Georgetown on an acre piece of land with very big homes, and they both are engineers at Dell. And him and the guy next door, they call up and they go, yep, just split it down the middle, make it this many packages, and they split the cost of a whole cow, of multiple chickens, multiple pig parts, etc. for the year. These people also have high number of children than the average person. Both have 4 kids each, and 1 or 2 of the kids on, I think one of the houses does not go to regular school, homeschool from the computer. I'm telling you, that change is coming. That change is coming. There are going to be people who don't shop at the grocery store you shop at. They don't even shop at Whole Foods. They shop direct to a farmer. And I've been on websites looking. Farm families know what's up. They've been marketing online. I went online and looked. A lot of these smaller farms are marketing direct to consumer. SEO. You can get direct to your house from our farm to your house, our processing to your house. You know, the soup, keto soups, all this stuff. A lot of these companies, direct from the farm, will make the chicken broth at our farm, send it to your house. Boom, cut out the middleman. Cut out the grocery store, cut out the middleman. So when I hear arguments of like, this is a food desert, where somebody's living in a lower income area or a poor area and there's no grocery stores there, I go, they don't care if you get a grocery store. Because in the future, probably 5 years from now, most wealthy families will get their food directly sent to their house. That's it. They won't even be bothered with the grocery store. They will not even be bothered. So when you say, well, I'm poor and food isn't getting delivered to me, they're going to look at you crazy and say, why aren't you going on the app and getting your food directly to your house? That's just crazy. And that's where it's going. Point blank, period. That is where it is going. I'm trying to get you guys to wake up and hear me, but that's where it's going. There's going to be a segment of the United States, they get food directly to their house. They get their tech directly to their house. Instacart doesn't cost that much more than a grocery store. If you have an immobile grandma and you go on Instacart, you can get sent to your grandma's house, knock on the door, Groceries dropped off at your grandma's house. Yeah, pretty much. Carter Flair said, I work for Shipment, a same-day grocery delivery. We are growing so much. There you go. Instacart, all this stuff. And so what I'm trying to get you guys to see is there's a leveling coming. And people say, oh, income equality is so terrible. No. What you see is the system shaking. Every 3 to 5 years, the system is shaking. And you see people getting put out of the system. That's what you're seeing. Now, not to be too dark, kind of bring it back up a little bit. To bring it back up a little bit, because I know you're probably thinking, whoa, Erica's a little dark tonight. Not too much. I was watching someone and they were complaining about, again, when they talk about the whole working poor thing, and I was like, again, you're seeing a combination of 20s to 40s BS'd off, and then now they're in their 50s, their back hurts, they can't do certain new jobs, or they don't want to do new jobs, and so therefore they're struggling. Okay, so again, money and skills. If you ask me what people need to be focused on, it's money and skills. Why? Because we didn't get taught a lot of things in school, and we never will be. 1920s, Rockefeller voted to take accounting out of school, public school system. Said it takes too much time. We don't need that many accountants in the future. That's silly. Took it out of public school system. Now what do you have? You have all these people not understanding the power of compound interest, right? So you have people who will get 18% cars, 10% on a house, 29% interest on a credit card, and then go, these credit cards are out to get me. These car payments are out to get me. These house payments are out to get. No, you didn't understand compound interest. And then when I talk about you guys getting 16% interest, 20% interest, 23% interest returns on your money, you look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm some cuckoo person. When I'm in apartment investment groups, and I remember this one group was promised 23% returns. Our group missed a couple payments and got 21% returns. This man was going off in our live conference because he was promised 23% returns. Now, many people say, well, Erica, 23% returns, that sounds like a racket. That sounds like a scam. When I sit here and tell you can go on dividend.com every day, I'm telling people go on dividend.com, and one person will come online and, Wall Street Trapper right now is talking about dividends, and some other people are talking about dividends, and people will be like, oh my God, dividend stocks? Dividend stocks? I'm like, I've been talking about it for about 5 years now. Dividend stocks, yeah. And you can get all the way up to 15% interest in some of those. And what ends up happening is you're talking to people and you realize it doesn't matter until it hits them. It doesn't matter. None of this I'm talking about matters to them. None of this high interest talk I'm talking about matters to them. None of this invest in rentals matters to them till they need it. That's what I realized. And at that point I said, okay, cool. Burdens off my shoulder. I did what I was supposed to do. I alerted, I rang the bell. So you have people not learning about money. And I promise you, in this 3 to 5 year cycle we keep experiencing, I'll give you a story about my friend. My friend wanted to release an app. He's been thinking about this freaking app for 10 years. Kid you not. 10 years. And every couple of years he gets like he's going to do it. He's going to start it. He's going to launch it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. And finally, he talked to a lawyer and said, all right, we can get it going, man. He waits another year and a half, comes back to the lawyer and said, hey, can I start an app? Can I still do the app? And the guy goes, dude, they changed the laws. You can no longer do that. If you'd have been grandfathered in, you could have still been doing it. But because you never took action, you cannot do it. Now, this isn't a man who doesn't lack money. This isn't a man who doesn't have cash. This isn't a man who's not smart. This is just a man who procrastinated until they closed the door on them. And honestly, I was watching John Henry Ad, and he said, if you call me and talk to me about an app, I'm going to tell you you're 3 years behind. 3 years. We don't need more apps. We need better what? Customer support and better customer interface, user experience, as Kamoy would say. Okay? Do you understand what's happening? If you don't take action on an ideal, in 3 years, it will be too late. Okay? Every night, people watch TV and they go, man, I had that ideal. Man, I had that ideal. but you didn't act on it. So now you see somebody else have it, and then you sit there and tell, well, I had that ideal once. And I told you guys on this channel, I had an ideal. I have the markups. I have all the stuff for deadlifts and donuts. And I didn't do anything with it. And a year later, a girl came out with deadlifts and donuts. The reason I didn't come out with it, I had a surgery and I started to gain weight. And I said, nah, I don't need to do this. And then boom, it's super fast. It is super, one of the most fastest growing t-shirts ever. So look, money, you gotta make more. I'm gonna try to bring some weight back because I'm gonna talk about 10 different jobs in tech that are making 120 to 150K. And they aren't even needing that much certification. I was sharing a bunch of them on Twitter. So, you know what, Junie, I didn't send out a text alert on this show. I did not send out a text alert, but for those of you in the future who want text alerts, it's 47, 47, 47, Classy Climb. So that's right, when the universe gives you an ideal, act on it. Volume, is it too loud or is it too low? Which one is it? Is the volume too loud or too low? Okay, I've noticed many ideals and opportunities. Oh, it's too low? I don't want to put it on headphones because I'm turning my head way too much. Let me see. I've noticed many ideals and opportunities are only available for a season. There's a short window of time before they disappear forever. Exactly, Lisa G. And this is the problem. Many people will be like, I don't have access to money. That's why I didn't start my business. But then you look at them and you go, what's the problem? You go back, it's credit. The credit's been terrible. They're waiting for 7 years for stuff to fall off. And then by the time that's passed, 7 years, if you're 25, 7 years is, now you're 33. 7 years and you're 30 and now you're 37. If 7 years and now you're 35, now you're 42. Do you see how much time that passes? That's a huge gap of time you're losing trying to, I'm gonna just let it fall off. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna keep on living my life. I'm not paying them. I'm not gonna let that collection get in my way. That's one of them. But the second one is lack of people. Lack of who? Now, what is lack of who? It's not lack of doing, it's lack of who, right? This person has an ideal. They only need $5,000, but they don't know anybody who would even loan them $500. This is a problem called lack of who. Lack of who? You don't know enough people. You're not getting out there and getting in the community and getting in associations where you would be surrounded by people. I've been approached in Austin for 5 different app ideals where people are like, I just need 10K. I just need 10K. And I'd be like, well, how is this app going to make money? How is this going to do that? And they could not answer the questions appropriately. I would have been willing to strike a check that day, but none of them could really answer the questions of how I was going to make money, how I was going to monetize, how fast I was going to get my money back, any of those in a proper time manner. Got to be prepared. When you bump into the who, you still got to be prepared. Now, part of what I was trying to explain is people get into this, I'm going to quit my job, Erica. You just don't understand. I got to quit my job. No. Now, I'm going to give you, and money and skills was my thing here. I'm going to give you 2 samples. I'm going to show you what the normal 90% of y'all are going to do and kind of what I do, right? 90% of y'all, this is your job. Most of you get your income from here. Your job is box number 1 is your job. Box number 2 is your business ideal. Box number 3 is rentals or dividend stocks or other assets. Now let me break it down to you. If you were here at your job and you're like, you know what I need, Erica? I need rentals. And I said, okay, let's start you an LLC. Let's put you a duplex or whatever, a rental in there. And your job money fed into your duplex money. Now you didn't get crazy with your duplex money because maybe it's $400, maybe $100. You never know. $1,000 in your pocket. But you took that duplex money and put it over here in dividend stock, right? We just hopped a box over here into dividend stock, right? And we just let it sit. We just let it sit. And every year we just kept going over here, putting something in the biz, what we call biz number 1, which will be our rentals. Eventually, we're going to have a lot of what? Dividend stock. We didn't say we was tricking off on this money. We didn't say we were going on vacations with this money. We didn't say our wife was getting new crap with this money. We took our job money, put it into our over here, and then put it over here. It just circled. That's all it did. And you get your tax write-offs all over the place, okay? Now, but most people, I want to quit my job, Erica. Quit my job. And then they'll try to force this business to feed all these rentals and ideals and other business ideals. It can't do that. It needs 3 to 5 years. The magical number I keep talking about in this video, 3 to 5 years. Even if I give you money right now, like, just hear me out. If this is you on your job, and you take that money, this is your business, and it's a baby. Glendon calls it a baby, so I'll call it a baby. It's a baby. Let's say it made 30K this year, but you didn't touch that 30K. You put it into the company again. Now that 30K went to ads, it went to marketing, it went to a VA that you pay a couple $100s a week to. It went to something like that. Now the business doubled or tripled the income. Now it gave you 60K or 90K next year. And what if your job was still paying you 50K? But if you were greedy and tried to force this little 30K to supplement your life so you can stun on the ground and take your wife on a vacation, you would never get to this point. I know people right now who every year their business makes a little 40K or so, but they keep sucking all the money out of it and it never will grow. My little tablet fell over. It'll never grow because it has to go back into this business. Now, the reason you see some of these guys on YouTube blowing up, tons of ads, is because this is their number one thing they're doing. Like, yeah, I make a little person. And this is their number two thing. They're giving it ads. And other guys giving it ads sometimes fourth quarter, some of the year, when he does a launch, bunch of JV deals. But this guy's like, no, I'm going to keep hitting Facebook ads. And I'm going to keep hitting Google ads. And I ain't taking enough money out. I'll just keep re-putting it in. Eventually, year 1 or year 2, he will crush this other guy. This other guy will be like a baby to him. Because his company will be so big, he will crush him. Because guy over here, number 2, his business stays the same exact size every year. Why? Because he's JVing all the deals. He's stunting for the gram. It's all about him. It's never about the customer. Again, this guy's business will be bigger because he's not in it for himself. He's not selfish. Okay? Does that make sense? Put a 1 in the comments if that made sense to y'all. If not, then I'll use another analogy. Put a 1 in the comments if that made sense. I'll know in a second if it made sense to y'all by the comments you'll put in here. Okay, let me see what your comments are. Killing the goose that lays the golden egg. That's right. Okay, it made sense. Good. Good made sense. Okay. So now that you know that, when everybody hits me up like, I want to quit my job. No. Keep the job. Get approved for all the credit cards and lines of credit you want to use. Use it to fuel this company. And then year 2, because think about it. Once you hit year 3, tax returns, okay, boom, liquid money. Everybody I talk to in business, when they hit that year 3 in tax returns and they actually paid some taxes, all kind of credit cards, all kind of lines of credit, all kind of stuff showing up in the mail, all kind of access. But because people are so ridiculous, they trap it and kill the business before it even grows. Now, this is what, I could have used the boxes, but I'm going to change it. So this is me. I've got this YouTube business. But I also have consulting. Let's see if I can put it in. It's going to fit in there. Consulting. I hate how this looks, but anyway. Consulting, books, courses, etc. Now, I don't take this money to go stunt. That's why I have the regular old car, homeboy said. I take this money over here and I go, over here, we're going to get some cacao trees. invest in chocolate. We're going to invest in coffee. We're going to invest in land. We're going to invest in some online Shopify sites that I don't tell nobody about. We're going to invest in some duplexes, North Carolina. Then we even going to do what? We're going to go over here, start an investment club. So me and my closest investors will do what? Grow our income even more. Got 12 trucks on there. 9 are for the really we got 14, but anyway, we'll have that conversation later. 9 are with the company, 4 are with me. Really have 10 with the company at this point. And so really we have 14, but that's just for sake of argument. Now, then we have rentals there too, right? Again, YouTube money, when I sold, this is my painting company right here and my credit repair company. Sold them both. Took that money. What do you think I did with that money? And I'm just giving a hyper number here. I know y'all can't see all this super close up. Let us all become a shout out to it. Yeah. All right. So what did I do with this money I got from these 2 businesses when I sold them? Took that money, having a house built. Took the rest of it, dividend stock. Right? Then ground floor. Right? Then patch of land. Then, what's the other one? Fundrise. Then some bank certificates. Now, none of this time said I put it in my pocket. You didn't hear me say that. Not once did I say, you know what I need to do? Stun on them. Now, did I buy a $3,000 motorcycle? I did do that. I did buy a $3,000 motorcycle. I ain't gonna front. I did buy $3,000. I did buy one thing. I bought a $3,000 and I bought a new laptop. That's it. Now, people are gonna say, but Erica, you made like $350K last year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the amount. It doesn't matter if I made $1 million plus this year. Every dollar has to go work. In this equation, I could give you a number, but I'm not gonna. My accountant said stop doing that on the internet. YouTube Buddy, consulting, books, courses, etc. Over to cacao farm, coffee farm, oranges in Florida. That's not official yet, but it's coming. Oranges in Florida, Shopify store, duplexes in North Carolina, partnerships with family, all these things. Then what I do with that money? I take that money and put it what? Back over here, dividend stocks, and then do what? Do it all over again. Because again, some of these are $500, $1,000, Fundrise. Ground floor was like, I think I put $1,000 or something. And there's other ones. But again, for the sake of argument, you know what I'm saying? This is a hot mess, and I'm going to clear it off. But I just want you guys to understand that never once did I say I'm stunting or spending that money, which next year is vacation, and we're going to do lots of that. But, you know, we talk about the rich dad, poor dad. Really want to hate using this red, but I have to break up the color. Right? So let's call this the big old pot. This is the pot of money. And the pot can be filled by your job. The pot can be filled by anything. It's just the pot of money. Right? But we got to take from the pot of money and put it where? In things that pay us. Investments that pay. And over here, little side box, delayed payments. Now, this is going to come in important. I'm going to tell y'all why this is going to be important. Delayed payment, okay, the invest payments over here, dividends. That's dividends from all the monies. And then we shoot it back up to what? The pot, right? The money pot. Now, why am I bringing this up? I watched The Irishman, this movie, this weekend. The Irishman, what you didn't realize, they called him the Quiet Don. He would go, yeah, we're going to check on these businesses. We're going to they're driving all around the place, checking on these businesses. Now, what they were doing is they were doing what? Loaning money to the business owners in exchange for what? Equity and ownership. Now, as long as Big Russ had some payments that you owed him, he had a say in that company. This is how the mob worked. Okay? So now you got 20, 30, 40, 50 companies that you get a little bit of checks from. Right? And back then, your family worked in the restaurant, and then your family and your son and your daughter, and they would go by sometime and be like, look, your son can't be acting up over here in this store because I own part of this store now. Right? It wasn't loan sharking. It was straight up, I own part of this store now. Okay? And that's what I want people to understand is when you own let's say you just own 100 different stocks, they're all dividend stocks, you got a little bit of piece. A little bit of piece from all 100, right? And they're just, all of them, they're little cashes working for you. Little bitty money's working for you. This is what this man was doing on a bigger level. So when people sit here and tell me they don't understand dividend stocks, and they don't understand, and the Irishman movie was boring, and what the Irishman movie was just a confirmation of United States history, where the mob was so powerful that they were literally getting the government to go into Cuba to get their casinos back. Do you understand that Las Vegas was nothing but a bunch of dirt until the mob went out there and built it up? And because they owned the building, and money went back to where? New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Philly, the whole state of Pennsylvania. This is how, and Detroit, listen, let's be clear about Hoffa and Detroit. Detroit was dirty long before that, okay? Detroit's been dirty for years. It ain't just because it went to the dump or it lost business. Hoffa was in control of a 1 million man membership union. If you get 1 million people to do one thing, one ideal, that's dangerous. Do you understand? So I'm hoping you guys get what I'm trying to say today. That every 3 to 5 years, it's changing. Point blank, period. Every 3 to 5 years, you should change. That's one of the movie was a historical point. The man was on his deathbed. Everybody that could have been involved and could have went to jail died. He had no reason to lie. Every bit about that movie, he had no reason to lie. He killed them people. He killed 30 people. And you know what? Threw them guns. You think police officers weren't getting paid? You don't think people was getting paid? You don't think people's monies was being rubbed hands? Okay? Again, you have the same thing when you have, there's a senator, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but his family was the only black family that did funerals all over Tennessee. And I mean the mountain part of Tennessee. Because back in the day, you couldn't bury black people at white funeral homes. You had to have a black person come do it. And his family could drive around in horse and buggy and cars, and they say, oh, I'm a mortuary man, going to go get a body. Oh, go on, Negro, go on where you got to go. His family is one of the wealthiest families ever. Why? Because they took that funeral money and bought up everything. That's why when people sit here and tell me, Erica, I don't want to buy a house. I don't want to buy this. I don't want to buy that. I don't speak your language. I don't speak your language. And if you ever actually meet old money, where people's families, old money used to mean land. It means we own all the land around this town. We're old money. Didn't mean they were rich and money falling out their butts. Because look at the Vanderbilts. The Vanderbilts had all this land, but no money. Their children spent up all the cash. So what they do, they leverage the Biltmore in North Carolina to the state, so the state would cut them a check every year. And then they still make money because they let tours come in. You pay $50 per adult to go to Vanderbilt. I went up there with my mom and my nephews. I said, I'm not walking 8 hours around this bad boy for $50 a pop. It's $200 in this car when I was taking them. I was like, we're going to go do some other stuff in Asheville. Do you understand? That family is tricking off. That family spent all its money. All you got left is the Vanderbilt in Tennessee University. And you got this big old ridiculous Biltmore that they could not keep if it wasn't for the government cutting them a check every year. Do you understand? Okay? That's what old money used to mean. It used to mean land. I mean, those people own a lot of stuff around here. Didn't mean they had a lot of cash. Meant they own stuff, okay? Because you meet a lot of these families, all they got is enough money to pay the taxes. Okay? Make sense? So that's why when I get some of these arguments on YouTube, I'm like, we're not even the same, baby. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, like you're beneath me. No one's beneath me. God made us all equal. I'm just saying in mindset. Like, I don't ever have to worry about being 50 and worry about paying my bills and where my kids are going to eat and all this other stuff. Because once you learn skills and get a certain level, it's very hard to fall back down. You know what I'm saying? So let me read some of these comments and I'll finish out what I was saying here. Ooh, yeah, I had a lot of comments. Let me go back up. Mailbox money, yeah. Shout out to Investment Club. Shout out. Bought a car to stunt, real estate, stocks, rentals, reinvested. Fun rise. Listen, I want you guys. I don't. Do I have a book in here? Hold on, let me go to my desk. Well, I thought I had a copy, but I guess I don't. I was gonna hold up a copy of the Smartphone Millionaire book, but everything in there I do. I think you think I'm joking. Everything in there I do. Just about everything. Because people say, well, what's the point of doing this or doing that? Honey, it all adds up. The neighbors beside my mom own a Christmas tree farm. Their son started getting on drugs. And he's a former police officer. You know, my family know all police officers. And you know what they did? They sent him to go work on the Christmas tree farm. Imagine that. You buy a cheap Christmas tree farm that's failing, and you put your drug addicted son after he gets out of rehab out there just to drive around and water the trees and check on the lawn and make sure that people are coming to cut the grass, and you can do that and you can flex that way, and you don't have to worry about your son filling out job applications because he might not get hired because he was a drug addict. That's real power, y'all. I don't think y'all understand that. You know, when you own the house and you can bring anybody you want in your house, but when you lease a house from somebody and you got to say, hey, my baby daddy coming to live here, my grandma coming to live here, my this person coming to live, well, you're going to need to give more deposit, and you're going to have to let me run a background check on them. See, you don't have no control in that situation. But when you own the house, you can move all the cousins in there if you want. See, people don't understand that, though. So you only spend money on money, only money on money. That moped you got, it's a motorcycle. I'm telling you. Real estate collapsing ahead of next year. It will not. Rob, here's the thing about real estate. And I'll go into it back here. Hold on. Discipline, thank you. Pimp that dollar. Keep dollar bills working. Invest in Amazon and Walmart. Income producing assets. You're not supposed to eat your profits. Yep, true. Yep. Birth of Las Vegas. House painting. That's right. He was painting houses. Thank you, Andre Hatchett. Thank you. That's right. Family in Nashville bought up land. Their grandsons back in the day. So where does cash flow land as priorities? So here's the thing. Now, let me be very clear. This is the pot, which, let me fix it. Remember the previous one I showed you? So this is the pot of money. But before you get to the pot of money, this would be here. This would be YouTube. This would be some of my side businesses I have. Well, let me put just side biz. Let me just put biz. YouTube money, biz money, just two, number three. And management of Investment Club, some of that money, because I do manage it for a little bit of a fee. Then property management of my properties outside of the club, my own properties, right? So I gotta manage my own stuff with my family. Management here, business here, business. There's some other businesses, but these all go to the money, to the pot of money I'm talking about. Now you talking about cash flow. I know I'm out of the frame, but didn't mean to get completely out of the frame. Okay, so when I was talking about YouTube, one of my side businesses, the management of the investment club, property management of my own property and my family's properties in North Carolina. Then I have some other little website stuff. I'm just call it website stuff. So I'm gonna leave it like that. Number 6, books. Number 7, consulting. Again, do you guys understand that I've done over 6,000 consulting phone calls? You do the math, okay? Number 8, events. Get paid from events. Number 9, courses, because I don't consider that, it's just the arm of YouTube, right? Number 10, what's my number 10? I get dividend checks. We can call it that. Dividend checks. Okay. Number 11. What's my number 11? I have some other stuff. I have something else. Doggone it, I have something else over here, but you get the point. YouTube, business, quiet. I'll keep that quiet, what that is. Management of investment club, property management of my family and my properties, website, books, consulting, events, courses, dividends. Active money is what I'll call it. Right? So I have 4 trucks that I'm in, 3 trucks I'm in partnership with. One that is just one is mine by myself. I call these active because they're a little bit different than the investment club arm of things. Right? So all these come in. And so he asked me where was cash flow. We want to make sure all these things, through the help of an accountant company, are moving up. This is where tracking comes in place. This is where QuickBooks come in place. All these things should be in a positive. Positive. Right? And at the end of the year, we figure out, and you know how you know if you're winning or losing? End of the year, you do the math. Did you do better this year than you did last year? Did you sell more courses? When you're on Stripe, it'll ask you, it'll have a little comparison bar. Last year, this year. Okay? Now, these all go to the pot. Now, you can say, well, Erica, everything can't go to the pot. You are correct. You are correct, sir. A small 10% is called my spending money. It goes into a personal checking account. Now, for some YouTubers, you hear themselves pay themselves a salary. Some of the YouTubers you see with supplement companies, Christian Guzman pays himself like $300,000 a year, even though his company made like 5, 6, 7 million. Same thing, Nick Bear pays himself a salary. Other people pay themselves a salary. 1, it's a tax thing. 2, it keeps you good and regulated. It makes you do what? It's going to make me make all the other 90% of money go to work. Now, even 90% of this ain't all going to work because some of it's doing what? Going to taxes. Okay? So this 90% goes into the pot. So I meant to clarify that. That make more sense? This 90% after I have the 10% I live on. Because again, my bills are like nothing. We have paid off car. We have paid off everything. We have like an apartment and some internet. What else? What do we have? Cell phones under the company's name. Internet, cell phones, some car insurance, right? So let's just say for hypotheticals, my monthly bills are $2,000 for sake of argument. So for those of you who are going to say, but I only make $3,000 and my bills are $2,000. Okay, well, my bills are $2,000 too. Okay? Now, the pot, why does the pot need to keep moving? The pot needs to keep moving because what? Taxes, claim later, be able to qualify for loans, and retirement. I know this looks like a hot mess. I'll let y'all look at it before I clear it off because it's a lot. It makes me give me a little bit of anxiety. It's giving me a little bit of the nerves. You be so busy and still find time. It's not even that, Cartier. When I was younger, we had an aunt that worked at the library as a head librarian in North Carolina. So we didn't get a choice. We sat there with her. She was our babysitter when our mom was doing summer military training and my dad was doing summer military training. So your choices was sitting there in the library with her or go to your grandma and then you'd be out on the farm touching peas and farm things. Which one you think I want to do? I'm going to sit in the library. Thank you. Not going to sit outside in the farm. No. It's too hot out there. It's too hot in North Carolina for that. Own or control everything. Invest in a long-term visa. I'm going to have to watch this a few times. Trucks, loans. And, there you go, RB. Thank you. Number 12. Loans. I've loaned stuff to people. That's correct. There, good point. Number 12, loans. Down there all the way at the bottom. You can't see it, can you? Loans. There you go. There you saw it. There you go. Loans. Good point. Facebook group, yeah. Kenny Gamble of Philadelphia International Records uses profits to buy 1,500 rentals in Philly. Wow, that's nice. And it's amazing because everything you're saying, people have fought me my whole life. Farm, yep. What is not tracked is not improved. That's correct. 8 streams income. That's what I'm telling you. Does the audio keep acting up? Maybe because I'm turning my back from it. Who bought the YouTube course? I know, Andre Hatchett. I'm telling them. Again, I'm trying to get them grandfathered in, get their stuff moving. It's up to them. I love the thumbnail. This is true. About to start a job as an aircraft electrician. Exactly. Right? If you have sons that don't want to go to school, they can be a plumber. They can be an aircraft electrician. They can make all this money. 13 super chats. Okay, Dre, we'll make it number 13. Y'all can't see it down here, but I know. Super chats. Super chats. That's under YouTube, but we'll let it go. All right. It's 35 an hour union in Texas. I've struck gold. There you go. So do y'all understand what I'm saying? Why it's important to keep it moving? I'm going to clear all this off because it's tripping. It's giving me the anxiety. All right. Now, why does this matter? Why does this matter? If I tell you every 3 to 4 years, there's changes in the society, you know, they're cutting jobs in customer service, they're cutting jobs in women-related soft specialties. They're going really highly. Again, I told you the lanes are going to be like this. Tech and highly skilled folks, which I go back and forth between who's going to be number one. But number one is always going to be business owners. But just for the sake of argument today, business owners. Number 3, switch the line. People that's going to be in the red and crying are going to be the middle. That's what I'll call them. Number 4, low skilled. Just woke up. Just woke up. Number 5, so one more line. Call them the abandoned class. Homeless. No mobility. No mobility. That's what you're going to see. The recession is coming for government job checks. The YouTube course is the real deal. Thank you, Ray Gunn. Definitely super chat love. That's what Andrew Yang has been saying. It's going to be AI and automate the crap out of low-skilled jobs, customer service. But here's the thing. You guys have the opportunity to move up. You know, people complain about immigrants, but again, right here in Austin, Texas, they offer free network administrator courses for absolutely free. Free 99. Companies are like, we want to hire people. Just go over here and get this free degree, and we will hire you. And people are like, that sounds hard, Erica. Tech's hard. I'd rather put Snapchat up and pictures on the gram and stand around in my underwear. That's easy. I can get money like that. Now, there was an argument, not really an argument, with Diamond Dave. And let me correct, it's not an argument at all. It's a difference of mind frame. Now, so he was saying all these women are, you know, doing these fan-only pages, okay? You know what I'm saying? These naked lady pages, okay? And, which is already been proven there's some men out there being gigolos too, okay? But we'll leave that alone. And these people are going to, you know, drive down the money. Now, here's the thing. Oh, yeah, sales too, sales. Listen, I meant to put number 3 as sales, which really, sales is a high-skilled job in the end of the day. Sales is number 3, y'all. My bad. What I told him will happen is this. And I know it's because I just study much longer than he does, whether he thinks so or not. I get up and read about 3-4 hours a day. You know, I get up, I lay in the bed. Y'all think I'm on Instagram. I'm really reading articles. Study. And then I make stuff. right? Okay. This is, can you see over here if I do it here? Yeah, y'all can still see it. This is the big funnel. All right. And this is going to sound harsh. And feel free to correct me later for my harshness, but I don't care. This is 15-year-old to 25 years old. Got a lot of silliness in this range. This first level of this right here, we got a lot of silly. A lot of bad choices, naked pictures, OnlyFans, 25. I was putting it at 25 for a reason. Some of y'all is eating them GMO foods and you look old as hell at 27. All right, so 26 to 32. Now, my friends refer to this as when men grow up. This is what my male friends call it when men grow up. 26 to 32. Male friends. Successful, happy, married, well-to-do, engineer, tech, and a doctor, and a lawyer say this is when men grow up. Why do you say this? 26 to 32, you're not really still in that smoking weed, cutting up, roommate phase. It's now time for you to start showing some results. Results. And we would start putting people in the category of what? Bums and losers and stuff like that. Right, so you got to start showing results, okay? Bums. 26 to 32 is what? For women on the other side, these looks are starting to go down, okay? Not everybody, not every woman. Let's be very clear about that. There's some great looking women in their 40s because they ain't eating that GMO food, okay? Your mama's veggie them GMO foods if you're under 30 something, okay? So this time she starts getting serious. You're talking about career, kids. Her mindset has changed. Careers, kids, want to start being nurses. Yes, when you see a lot of these, I'm being a nurse conversations come up, okay? 26 to 32. Now, we're getting in the danger zone. Are y'all ready? 33 to 43. And then we're going to put 44 to 65. Now, why am I doing this? You're going to be like, Erica, you're a bitch, okay? And I'm okay with that. You can call me B words. You can call me all kind of shit. I don't care about it because I know I'm right. All right, so 33 to 43. It just got real. It just got real. It just got real. Your mamas, your daddies might have died by now. Your brothers, your sisters might have died by now. High blood pressure might have happened by now. Big Booty Betty syndrome has happened by now. Multiple kids, single mamahood has happened by now. Bad choices has happened by now. The world ain't holding it up no more. Gravity has hit in by now. Even as a man, if you're a 43-year-old man and you're in the best shape of your life, are you ever as fit as you would be as a 23-year-old man? No. Stop it. All this men get better with age. A 43-year-old man and a 23-year-old man, it's no comparison. Again, that's why when you see people 33 to 43 trying to join the army, can your 35-year-old body get up and run every day against an 18-year-old boy who just got out of high school and dust him and beat him and compete physically? No. 33 to 43 is when you start seeing the men needing a little help, okay? Okay, and I'm talking about all kind of help, okay? I'm talking about, you know, needing the black seed oil, needing some Bengay for the knee, needing some icy hot. On the side with the women, if you're a woman in this age range and you have not gotten married and you've not gotten kids, the fire alarm is ringing, okay? The fire alarm is on. You just realized you were going to be the auntie that lives with your mama till she dies. Y'all, this is not meant to be relational. This is just numbers and facts and lives. Okay? Okay? The fire alarm is on. The fire alarm is on. If you're a man in this range, you done started getting some dogs. You done started getting some baby mamas. You done started to realize at work there's younger men that is your manager. There are younger men that are your manager. If you have not become a manager or in the manager track by 43, you're not gonna. I have a friend. We have a friend right now. He literally was panicking, y'all. Grown man, like, I just want to be a manager. I've applied for 20 manager jobs. I'm the most qualified guy. And of course, he's 5'4". Now, we didn't have to say, look, bro, you coming to work, you're angry, you're grumpy, you're tripping. Probably that's why they don't want you to be the manager. But we couldn't say that to him because we love him. He's our friend. But eventually he got the manager. Guess what? He manages one person. One person. The company said, all right, bro, here you go. Here's one guy to manage. He is happy as a lark. He's the happiest we've ever seen him in 3 years. 5'4", finally get to be the manager of one person. He's happy. Now what happens? Let's go on. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. If y'all can take it, I'm going to go on. Again, 33 to 43. Is you a man? You baby mama? You talking about dogs? Start getting a lot of fish tank? I have to throw his height out there because he was kind of being an a-hole at work. And we were trying to say it ain't just your height. He blamed it on his height because they made a younger man, 6'2", a manager. And we said it ain't got nothing to do with being height. Maybe it's your attitude. Just saying. That's why I put the height in there for the conversation. Okay? 33 to 43. Dogs, baby mama, knee pains, back pain. Your mama start needing cash for the rent. Your daddy start needing something. Just life, okay? Now, we're going to go on to the next level, which I need to break it up into two. All right, let me break it up. Let me stop. 44 to 52, and then 53 to 65. There we go. That's better. Can y'all see that? Y'all can see that down there. Okay. Now, what happens in this age? Now, some of y'all in the chat's probably saying, I hate you, Erica. And that's okay. I'm all right. Here we go. 44 to 52. We got Stella got a groove back mamas because the kids done graduated and went to college or out of her house. We got men talking about they going to the club and finding young tenderonis. Because what they going to do at 44 to 52 as a man, if you go to the club, they're going to come get you. Now, what they going to do? You're going to either be the old man at the club or you're going to be that man like the guy that does our ACs in North Carolina. He's 68 years old. His wife is 36 years old. She don't work. They have 3 little kids. She don't work. She ain't gonna work. That man probably gonna die before she go back to work. But she got him, okay? He owns an AC company. His own son is grown now. Grown with his own family. He was gonna give him the company, but he can't afford to let the company go because he got a 36-year-old wife, y'all. Do you understand? Man's on a cane, crawling under the house, fixing our ACs. Do you understand? You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's just get there. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? 44 to 52. Now, Glenn Cameron's one of the youngest 52 I've ever seen in my life. He's fit, he's active, but even he had a heart attack and a stroke. But he out here, putting it on, coming out here, doing what he do, being out in the spin. Okay? 44 to 52-year-old mama, if she's a nurse by now, she better hold on tight to that nurse job till she's 80. Because she gonna need every dollar. Nurse, she tried to take care of her mama at this point, or her daddy. She probably got some grandkids. I'm just telling you the average numbers, okay? Just the average. We're not talking about nobody crazy. 53 to 65. Folks start dying. You say, Erica, how dare you? That's young. I've had 2 friends die at 36. Car accidents. So when I say this, I don't mean this as a joke. I mean, people do start dying. 53 to 65. There's a guy, if I can remember his name, Andre Hatcher may remember his name. He's in Nashville. He's an insurance salesman. You try to go talk to them about insurance 3 weeks before their birthday party. Man turns 40, dies the next day. A little too much party for the birthday. No insurance. So when I'm putting these numbers, I'm going 53 to 65. I'm being nice because some of y'all ain't doing nothing but drinking soda all day, and 40, like you're going to live forever. And not making no investments. Now, here's the bright side. We've talked about fire alarm. We talked about babies and kids and, all this other stuff. But let's go to a positive side, right? We went a little negative. We went a little dark, okay? Yeah, Corey. Corey talked about 3 different people who died in 1 month who were all in their 40s. Who died? Now, let's go back to the bright side of life. 44 to 52. Let's go 40 to 48. What happens at 40 to 48? If you've watched this channel for a while, you know what y'all should be saying. Let me read some of what y'all said while y'all fill in what happens at 40 to 48. Thank you, Andre Hatchett, for the $4.99 super chat. Let me go back up here. Oh, my original point to all this. When Diamond Dave said these people were going to be sex workers and prostitutes for the rest of their life. No, they're not. I know a woman right now who used to be a porno star and married somebody. Married a good man from a good family, actually. Not like some skanky family, like a good man from a good family. And she wrote a book about how she was resaved out of that life. So when you sit here and play these games like, oh, these women are going to be prostitutes at 50. No, honey, these women are going to go right back in society. Because if they still look halfway decent at 26 to 32, somebody will marry them. And if they will not marry them, they will have babies with them. They will find those basketball players and have those babies, okay? That's just all I'm gonna say about that. Jamie Foxx has 2 fat, ugly white women baby mamas. And the rule was they were not allowed to do any interviews ever in their life. Just take their money and go home. To this day, those 2 women, even though Jamie Foxx's first daughter is already a grown woman, are cared for under the grounds of the contract that they had with him when they had the children. Okay? Now, the second woman is not fat. Let me correct that. The second woman is actually pretty good looking. She's pretty slender. But that first woman, whoo, Jesus. But again, they're paid for. Baby mama paid for, cashed out. So now, okay, let me see what you got here. Hatchet, I bought the course. I'm doing my homework as I listen. One class in, I know I got a sweet bang for my buck. All right, Dignity. That's what's up. There's 273 of y'all and 126 likes. Thank you so much. Appliance repairman. I'm so being greedy. Stripping versus tech job. Tech sales is also good. Medical sales too. A former coworker of mine just got entry-level IT cert and was hired immediately. Stand in. AI will not be implemented in droves in the next 3 years. States know automation will kill taxes and consumer spending. I agree with you. Eating GMO foods. Yep. Any financial YouTubers out here? Potential ends at 26 for everybody. That's right. You got to start having some results. What are these results? Light bulb time. She's getting raw. Y'all laughing, but it's true. I bought a motorcycle. It is a great stress reliever. Haha, chill about that black seed oil. Okay, I know what y'all getting that black seed oil for. That's all I'm saying. I bought some too, but I ain't saying nothing. Yep, it's pet season. They got a cat, dog. I'm an auntie, but my mama ain't living with me. That's what you say now, baby. Thank you for the 49 super chat. My mom was 5'4". Yeah. We love him. He's our friend. We do love him. But we were like, bro, don't you think it's got something to do with your attitude? How you acting up at work? One time it was a meeting. And they said, well, y'all got to come in Sunday. And he said, I can't come. I have church tomorrow. And everybody looked back like, you go to church? He said he hurt his feelings real bad. He said he came to work for the rest of the week in a much better, nicer mood. I mean, people look at you crazy if you act crazy. TV Davis. That's true. I looked up around 44 and realized they were promoting young Caucasian males with no degrees. Okay. I have no reason to lie to y'all. Not one bit. There's a black man at Dale that's been one of the best salesmen, I think, for 20 years now. And this guy told me, yeah, when I first got hired at Dale, he was there. And he's still there. Now, this black man is about 57. Gotta be close to 60. Still in sales. Still a top salesman. Very friendly. But think about that. He ain't promoted to manager of sales. He ain't promoted over anybody. He's still in the same spot. Making good money now. Don't get it twisted. It's Dale. Probably making 80, 90 a year. But that's just it. 20 years of that. Did he invest any of it? Has he bought anything? Got a lot of black people in the middle class that are just like, look at my house and look at my car. You know how many black people I talk to on the phone retire the military and get the most expensive house they can with their military VA loan as they get out? I'm like, who are you stunting for? You trying to show somebody that your 20 years is well spent? That's not the way to do it. Because now you got to go to work. Got to go to work now. Damn, this pyramid is reality check like an ML. I'm just saying, it's not to hurt anybody's feelings. We're going to go on the positive side if you give me a minute. I just had to like, let's be honest, the averages, okay? Taking notes because Erica always speaks truth. She's giving out free game. I sincerely hope everybody's documenting every book. I'm telling you, man. Thank you, Saw Itself to Well. My husband convinced it's the height, though. Just saying. Just saying. I know I'm old because 3 beers make me feel tired the next morning. There you go. I got to rewatch this stream later. I died halfway through. My mom been needing cash from me for rent since I was in my 20s, and it's still going. Boom. Boom. That part right there. She is one of those people that gave game years ago, but no, I wanted to quit my job. I had to go back to work and start over because I did not listen to Erica. So whatever she's dropping, I'm picking up. Solid Steps to Wealth. I'm telling you, the first box is keep the job. Keep building the business. Year 3, then you can bounce. You got to have that job. That business has got to be making so much money that they are calling you at work like, you got to come do this. I ain't been in the club 20 years. Light a hooker's wig on fire. What? Okay. You getting hit from the channel because you sound crazy. Women get in the bag, even if it's attached to a cane. Damn. Woo. Corey, yep, no insurance. Perception. People get insurance and not just the one at your job. Exactly. Corey Beal. Yes, Corey Beal. Why did you speak on soda while I have it in my hand? I'm telling you, my friend quit soda for 1 summer. Not even a year, 3 months. She lost 38 pounds, y'all. She was walking 3 miles every day and she doing all of it. And we're like, girl, what is it? Stop drinking Diet Coke. She was a nurse, drank Diet Coke all day. Diet Coke-aholic. 4-5 Cokes a day. Quit the Coke. Just drink water. 38 pounds in a summer, y'all. 38 pounds. People were like, what are you on? What are you doing? And she was like, water. Just water. Like, diet changed too some, but like, let's be honest, 4 or 5 Cokes, 300 calories per can. I don't care if they tell you Diet Coke ain't got no calories. It's a lie. 300 calories per can. You don't drink all your calories right there. Especially in the South, drinking buckets of diet sweet tea. Who on here tonight needs life insurance? I'm telling you, I have $1 million policy on me. And when I went to go get a loan from a bank, the officer was like, girl, you only 20 something. This is my like last year of being 20 something. He was like, what you got that for? He's like, but you know what? It made your application look real serious. Okay. My mom's got like 4 million out of all the aunts in our family. My mom's in here with 4 or 5 million. They're like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? So my children can go on, pay off any debts that are tied to my name and go on with their lives. That's why. I told y'all when my grandma died, everybody in the family's like, oh my God, let's make sure we all got policies. Every single aunt had a policy on my grandma to make sure she had a great funeral. Looked up in the box, you know, you have your old people have a drawer of papers. Grandma had a bunch of policies on herself. Okay, she won't plan. Grandma went to 8th grade and still knew I need to have a bunch of insurance on myself. We got her pink casket, pink Cadillac, all kind of stuff. That funeral was bumping. Yep. Okay, even in tech, even here in Austin, when you drive by Dell and you drive by Samsung, the men go outside and walk. They like walk around the building. And you think about it, you're like, laugh a little bit, but you need that. 1, the stress levels. 2, because cortisol puts stress around your belly. 2, the daylight, the sunlight on your head, on your body. And 3, I do see some of them out there smoking outside, which is ridiculous, but they do. Start a business, 40 to 48. That's right. Thank you. I'm going to go to that last. I'm going to go to the next. Erica's going off. I got hit, but I didn't holler because she told the truth. Don't holler. Lemon water, baby. 40 to 48 people start making real money, career investment. But I'm gonna go back negative in a second. Hold on. Prime money. Yep. There you go. We drop around 60. Why it takes on white people 70 to 97 years old. Yep. Although honestly, Erica, some of these kids suck at muscle strength endurance. The push-ups and sit-ups, we dust them in a 2 mile. If you say so, I believe you. Anthony Bolton, $2. Thank you so much. 2 large telecom companies I've been, okay. Yep, they're phasing out AI. They're phasing out customer service. I'm 31 and the fire alarm is going off. Keep up the great work, Eric. Black seed oil, I'm telling you, listen, when you Google, I'm not saying Google it for laughs, but Google some of these men on YouTube talking about black seed oil. You just Google it for yourself. I know several aircraft mechanics and they all left the field for a different trade. Tony D, what happens is when you get in a trade, here's the thing, and I'll go there, hold on. Okay, first of all, let me finish what I was saying. 40 to 48 is when people start starting businesses. There's a book called The Illusion of Entrepreneurship. You can grab it for yourself. Glenn and Cameron talks about it. Other people talk about it. The average person, they start their first official business. They're 40 to 44. Why? Because they have experience. They starting to get that pushback at work where young people are being promoted over them. Young people are being hired over them. And so what are they doing? Oh, I'm going to start a little thing on the side. Just in case I get fired, I'm going to start a little thing on the side. You start seeing people become consultants. You start seeing people like Brian Tracy where they started realizing, I'm 40 and I'm not top salesman anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. That's where that starts to come in. Now, what happens at 50 though? What happens at 50? We start getting laid off from companies. Ageism starts coming in. People start getting laid off. So if you don't, and here, let's do the real math. 35 to 50 are the number one ages for real estate investors. They started doing surveys when they would do rental applications, when people buy a rental property. The number one ages where it started is 35 to 50. Why? That 35 to 50 hits you and you realize, I'm going to have to take control of my own retirement. I'm going to have to get some of these rental properties. I'm going to have to use my money wisely, invest in something, right? 40 to 44, starting companies. 35 to 50, buying real estate. Why? Time. 50, you can start getting laid off. 53 to 65, if you don't have some other skills and side projects and stuff going on, it's rough out here. Now, there was a comment. I'm going to respond to it. Tony D said he knows several air mechanics and they left the field. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to clear this off on this side. Right? Clear this off. But y'all got what I was saying, okay? Y'all got what I was saying about the pyramid, okay? If you in a job making 80K to 120K, if you don't get crazy on the debt, if you don't get a bunch of brand new cars, brand new crap, brand new clothes, brand new stuff in your house, you can switch. You can go on about your business and go to another career. But when you're making 40K and under, every bill, every inch of work is life. This is just your lights, your cable, your everything. You don't have no wiggle room. But 80 to 120,000, you got wiggle room. You can switch your career and not die. And not be like, oh my God. Erica, I'm a disabled veteran. I'm buying a duplex with my VA loan. Congratulations, Wealth Builder. I tried to quit soda, but it be calling me. Hey, Ty Davis, put it down. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Desmond. You know what they say. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Sweeteners are poison. I'm not going to say I recommend any company. I would say reach out to Corey Bill on Facebook and internet, but I better not just recommend any companies because I don't have no affiliates or no nothing. It was a homegoing service is what we call it. Term life, not whole life. I have a combination of policies. So I've got, at this point now, I've got like 2 or 3 mil only because God forbid something happened to me, God forbid motorcycle, car, whatever, anything, and my mom or my advisors or one or two people I would elect from the investment club have to get up and be like, okay, now everything's going to be liquidated, because that's kind of what would have to happen. Everything would be liquidated, everybody would get money, and it would go on about our lives. So now I'm at a different point where I don't just have term or whole life. I have a couple different combinations of policies, because just in case something happens, my poor mom and our family lawyer would have to come in and close down all my stuff. Close down everything. So I'm at a different level now. So just not those pop. I don't want to speak too differently on it. Wow, Big Patamo said, y'all need life insurance. My dad didn't have it, and I had to take a loan from my 401k to pay for his funeral. Wow. I dropped 20 pounds by eliminating salt. There you go. I got a loan for my duplex. I think they approved me when they saw my savings and insurance. Yeah, it's possible. It is very possible. Ageism is a thing. Take it from a 50-year-old. Ty Davis, I'm telling you. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm in my 30s. But a 50-year-old man tried to take me on a date the other day. I was like, sir, what are you doing? Sir, what are you doing? Stop it. Now, why did I say that? Not because I haven't dated older men in the past. I just did the math. Sir, you're 50. We wait a couple years, we have some kiddos. I want about 3 or 4. And that means a combination of having them and adopting them. You're going to be 60 something. You'll be 60 by the time we get all that going through that process. Then you're going to be 70. And we're going to be taking care of you. 75, we definitely taking care of you. You ain't driving that much no more. Now, I've seen some people, parents, be real healthy in their 70s. I'm just saying the math is not there for a lot of people. Okay? I ain't trying to be no widower. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But ageism does start about 50. Minimalists living in empty rooms talking about no bills. Let me read that again. Minimalists living in empty rooms talking about no bills. I've seen it. I've seen it. I just got insurance request out of my mailbox from AAA. Should I or shouldn't I, Erica? I have a combination. I have USAA, does a ton of my stuff, and then I have Northwest Mutual, and then I have, what did I have? I had somebody else. I have a ton of stuff with Progressive, but they're mostly business related. Dang, Erica, give the man a chance. What about 40? 40 would be better. It would make more sense. I mean, I'm just saying, y'all. You know what I'm saying. He wanted a young tenderoni. Yeah, listen. You nobody got time for that. You block your blessings with the old man. Listen, that's what Charm City Buyer say. I have really good life insurance, ladies. Send me an email if you need her. Nationwide is on your side. Just turned 38 and panicking about career and building my financial wealth. This video is lighting a fire under me. Listen, I always look at it like this. If I lost everything tomorrow, everything, what could we do and how fast could we bring it back? I'm for real, y'all. I mean, if you lost everything tomorrow, would it take you 60 days, 90 days, a year? And what would you do in that year? I've seen people move to Texas and work 2 jobs and do all this stuff. I mean, I'm telling you right now, your girl ain't doing all that. I would literally probably get a sales job or a tech job. And I mean, this would have to be dire emergency. I don't know. I can't even fathom it at this point, honestly. I'd get a sales or a tech job, immediately buy me a house, start all over, house hack the rooms, buy another house. Like, I would have literally the most basic ass car, and I would just do that on repeat. I'd buy every couple of months. I would just save all my money. I'd be like that minimalist with no furniture, and I keep buying houses, cheap ass houses. And I know people think that's crazy, but I would probably in 3 years have multiple houses and quit that job. Probably in under 2 years if I was smart about it. I'm just telling you what I know now. There would be nothing. Everything, I would sell everything. Because see, in order to even get there to where you lose everything, did you sell everything? Sell everything. Don't be so prideful that it all this stuff holds you back. Sell it all. Get rid of that stuff. You should never fall down to homelessness, but it does happen to people. Sometimes people have heart attacks, something happens. But when I had problems with housing, when I got this apartment, I paid my rent up for a year. I said, they'll never ever gonna come back with me with some mess on apartment. Never. I am 48 and one of the youngest on the team. Whew. Old tech mainframes are safe for boomers and Gen X folks. All tech isn't leading edge. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just joined a biotech startup company and tracked for C-level management. I'm inspired to generate sources of income other than my career. Look up Bernardo Lepo. He was on no medication and walked daily. 114. Extra stream of income. Haha. Nah, someone closer in age is best. Yes, smooth day smooth. I know a couple that didn't believe in life insurance. They put money in an account to cover funeral expenses. The wife died and the husband paid for everything from that account. That's possible. Do you see a future in tech for people in their 50s? Yes, Candace Muhammad. I do, like really strongly. Like a lot of these startup companies are not going to get loans unless they have more experienced people on the team. It's a lot of articles. If you go on CNBC and read it for a whole day, it'll bore the crap out of you, but it's the truth. Like a lot of these companies, if they average out on team, the experience, if the average of your team is 25 years old, these banks are not giving you no more money. You're going to have to keep going to raise money. And everybody, you read all these articles, the worst thing a company can do is raise money to their like Steve Jobs, where they can get fired out of their own company. It's the worst thing you can do. And at some point, the free money stops. The money to give people money for apps is over. The money to give people for stuff that's just like don't make no sense is over. So a lot of these companies have to get more established staff to show this isn't just some fly-by-night startup. My friend that's 50 was getting interviewed by a company where everybody's 25 because they needed an experienced person on team. Now, they didn't tell him it was probably because of money or raising funds, but I know it is. There's so much money out there, you shouldn't be sitting on the couch begging. Yep. No, you are not wrong. My parents are in their 70s and still drive and care for themselves, but my older than me by a bit spouse needs my constant care. Be careful with those grandpa sexuals, ladies. Oh, God. No. Oh, no. So sorry. I sell Nationwide Insurance. Great company. My mom is 65. My dad is 80. He still drives and rides Harleys. My dear grandmother's 96 talking about she was picking up leaves outside. There is people who take good care of themselves. Don't get it twisted. But he looked older than 50. I'll just say it that way. 14 years apart. Ooh. All right. So anyway, you guys, it's been an hour and 30 minutes. I just had to do that one. It was funny. Thank you guys for indulging me. Got some good laughs out. Again, y'all better figure out the money thing, because every 3 to 5 years, I promise you, you're going to see people ain't going to go to the grocery store. It's not going to be the same. Wealthy people, kids are not going to go to regular high schools. They're not even going to be at high school with people's kids. They're going to be getting food direct from the farms. I mean, they're going to have just different levels of healthcare, different levels of internet service at their house. And the best thing I can recommend to people is to get their money up, get their skills up. The number one thing you need to be doing is learning. So many people were like, this is boring, this doesn't make sense. And I'm like, those are the people you're going to see at 30, 40, 50, screaming on Facebook about it ain't fair for the middle class. Nah, baby, you refused to grow and learn and change yearly. I've seen people get divorces not because they didn't love each other. One person just kept growing, another one didn't. Erica, you should make an offer for your products at the end of your videos. I do. I mean, here's the thing. Some of this is free value. Some of this is go buy my stuff. But if you want to go get the YouTube course, grab it. If you want to get the planner, grab it. There's opportunities all the time. I have lots of videos where I say, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Buy it, for sure. Go get the financial bundle. Learn how to buy tax liens. Learn to get funding for your business. Learn how to start your own investment group. All those things are available to you. I don't have to always recommend it every video. You know what I mean? So thank you guys so much. Thank you for the show. You guys, this is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Stay awake.